While I was writing my speech, the first thing I tried to do was use a lot of examples of well-known horror movies that people could that people would know the plot of and probably relate to more when I would compare it to Dante's Inferno, which is typically a lesser known work of literature in my age group at least. So I like reference things like Silent Hill, Hellraiser, the Saw movies. I could have focused on films that more directly related to Inferno. The one that is probably the most popular, that it has the most correlation, is As Above, So Below, and that's what inspired me to write this. Because I didn't know going into it that it was a direct interpretation, but I thought that the interpretation of it added so much more to the movie itself once you knew that, and it made it a lot more cool in my opinion. So my hook was a quote, and it was "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here," and I think that's probably one of the most well-known quotes from Inferno. I think I see it the most often and hear it the most often in other works of literature. So I try to use that as an interesting hook to get people interested in the topic. I'm looking at my speech right now. I used a thesis statement. So that was when I said, like, today we will dive into Dante's influential portrayal of hell and its impact on the horror genre through narrative themes and visuals. So that was kind of just outlining my speech itself, because I talked about the narrative structure similarities when I talked about As Above, So Below and L'Inferno. And then I talked about thematic parallels with the Saw movies, and then in Seven by David Fincher. And then I talked about the visual influences from Dante's Inferno in Silent Hill, and then in Hellraiser. And then after I talk about Hellraiser, I go into my conclusion, and then I give a summary of what I've talked about before, and then I restate my thesis, and then in my final sentence, I restate my hook and tie it back to the beginning and try to like make it all make sense together. So that's what I tried to do. I was definitely running out of breath from practicing it so much in the clip I uploaded, but I literally physically could not finish it in any of the clips I tried to upload. So that's it.